All right, I want to talk about Satanism for a little bit.
Well, let me just say, you brought up, as far as the sketches are concerned, you brought up I'll Be Gone in the Dark. If you look at the sketches of Joseph D'Angelo, they were spot on the money.
Yes,
going back to 1972 or whatever it was with the Visalia Ransacker.
So this idea that sketch artists can be off by that much, it really isn't true.
All right, what do you got on Satanism?
Well, all right. The Satanist angle, I don't know if I believe. The fact that there are, well, even just the park in Yonkers, of just like there's some graffiti and there were some like, I mean, he says in the documentary animal sacrifices, but how do you know if somebody hurting animals is necessarily a sacrifice? Well,
there was multiple people that attested to being there.
Right, but being there or seeing Berkowitz with the car with the Carr brothers, because the people in North Dakota where one of the Carr brothers, I don't know how much I don't know how reliable those people are, because you know who David Berkowitz is at this point. It's national news of who the son of Sam is. You know who Sam Carr is because he was his neighbor who got killed. And now he's coming to you and someone is saying, yeah, I saw David Berkowitz with Sam Carr. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe those people, and I really don't know if I believe the people in Yonkers who are saying like Sam Carr and David Berkowitz were together in this group. First of all right, Satanist groups in this country, there are a lot of them. Well, there's not really even a lot of them. There's two major ones. There's the Satanic Temple and there's the Church of Satan. You're saying
present day?
Present day.
Yeah.
But both of these groups have been around since the 60s.
Yeah.
And these groups really have never had a history of violence.
No.
Ever.
No.
First of all, the two major groups, neither of them literally believe in Satan. They use Satan as kind of a metaphor figurehead for their problems they have with religion or their belief of how life should be done. They have Satan as a figurehead, but neither of these groups literally believe in Satan. And the legitimate groups that exist, they rituals and like kind of violence against people, that's always been like the Christian the made up Christian like myth of what these groups are. That's not the reality of it. So even saying, let's say the Carr brothers were a part of a satanic group, everybody thinks that anyone who's part of a satanic group, because you hear that word Satanist, that means they must be okay with or be capable of violence. And just like history has shown us that that's not true, that we actually have a lot more to fear from radicalized Christians than we do from Satanists.
That's a fact.
That's 100% a fact. And I always
radicalized religion in general.
And the fact of the matter is that Satanism is not a radicalized religion.
Yeah, I mean, look, do I think there's a giant satanic network that was behind everything? Not really. Do I think that David Berkowitz most likely acted entirely alone? I lean towards no. I lean towards no. I lean towards that he was part of some. I think there's too much circumstantial evidence.
Right.
You know, to the point where it's like, could it all be a coincidence? I guess, but I mean, that's a lot of circumstantial evidence. That's as far as I go. You know, I'm right in the middle. In the middle. I think Maury Terry is a fucking idiot. You know, I think he probably started on the right path and like just had some problems in life and just couldn't let go of this white whale. Right. Which is unfortunate. But do I believe the law enforcement hook, line, and sinker? Fuck no. Yeah. You know, I think it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I know that's a boring answer, but that's what I tend to believe that, you know, it's not a fucking, there's no satanic network that's that fucking organized. But then again, I mean, there's a lot of weird shit. I mean, the thing with the Hollywood producer, that ended up just being a money thing.
It's also the thing with the Process Church of like, he's trying to connect it to the Process Church was a real organization. They disbanded in, I think, 81, but they were not a Satanist group. They were an offshoot of Scientology.